Hey, this is Trey Azagthoth from MORBID ANGEL, and you're listening to What's Metal.
Okay, how have the reactions been so far from the fans on this tour?
It's been great, the whole tour so far.
How have you prepared for this tour?
A lot of practice.
Did the good reviews on, for formulas had an influence on your self-confidence?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's great to hear when people, enjoy the art that we create. It's real good.
Yeah, and even after David left the band, perhaps. Perhaps most of the people or the fans considered David as a real frontman of Morbid Angel.
Well, David's, he's not with us anymore, so that's a past. Today we have Steve, and I wrote all the music and lyrics for this album, and this album is the instrument for the Ancient Ones. It's their hymns that give them praise, and that's what the purpose is. It's not talking about, stuff like what David was talking about in the past. It's more of a spiritual album, and it's about manifesting your dreams through your will.
You just said this manifestation of your dreams and your will, and all the stuff you tell in the lyrics with the Ancient Ones and the living continuum. And in the early days, Satanism was had a huge part in the image of Morbid Angel, and this changed now.
Well, the beginning, Satanism, the part of Satanism that we used was more the weapon to smash the influences of Christianity. And now that Christianity has no power in my world, it doesn't cause me any effect, and I pay no notice to it, that now the part of Satanism that we're interested in is about being your own master, your own leader, and creating your own life, and having your own will, and making your own decisions, and making your personal dreams come true, choosing your own path. That's what the living continuum stands for. The triumvirate. It's about, I am the living act of God, my true will cannot be denied, and I create myself as well as my world. That to me is really the more high part of Satanism. It's like the first part of Satanism is about destroying that which is, limiting you, I guess. Christianity was a limitation. Yeah, like I said, Christianity doesn't have any hold on me anymore. It was a conditioned thing. I was raised in a Christian environment, and a lot of the beliefs were inflected into me, and as a kid, I had no choice of it. But when I realized that those beliefs were limiting me, they were small, I thought, smaller than the way that I saw things or started to see things through experience. It's like I said, the Satanism was about destroying the old beliefs, destroying that, rebelling against it. But that's kind of like more of an anger thing, you know what I mean? And now it's like, once all these negative things they've been banished, from, well, at least for myself, there's no more reason for anger. And to, whatever someone's God is or someone's principal goal or most important value, whatever it is and it stands for, that's going to color that individual. So if your goal or God or whatever stands for hate, then you're going to be pretty angry. And to me, anger is, it has a purpose, but it's more of, how can I say, it's not really a good foundation for building something new. I think to build something new, you should build towards love, connection, joy, pleasure, happiness, things like that, great stuff, positive things. And the hate doesn't have anything to do with positive things, in my opinion. It's about destroying the negative things.
In the CD booklet there is this triangle with I will, I, and so on. Is this something like the essence of this theory, or how would you call it?
Yeah, it is. That's a symbol of it, the symbol of the living continuum. A lot of it's based on the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah, the first triad, the high triad, is the breath of God, the will of God, the fire of God, and the creative faculty or the water of God, the breath, the fire, and the water. The first three manifestations of God. God being the divine spark of purpose, God being the driving force, God being the creative force. And by no means I don't mean the Christian God, because the Christian God, stands for a lot of things that are not part of my assembly, the way I assemble myself. So basically the living continuum is just a personal belief, that I made for myself. And it's not that I want people to follow this belief or anything like that. It's not like I want to be any kind of religious, leader by any means. It's like I'm just sharing the way that the foundation of my belief is. The foundation of it is really pretty important. I think it's pretty powerful, pretty real. The idea of life meaning growth and movement and expansion. That's life. And death is like stillness and stagnation and degeneration. And that us as humans, our purpose should be more of the side of the growing and the moving than on the stillness side. So, the positive side is the activeness or the movement. And I think that we find true fulfillment when we grow, if we find ourselves growing all the time. There's no final place other than our death. So all the way until we die, we should plan on one way or another growing or moving forward or expanding or learning more, or, what I mean, evolving some way. Because I think that when things are, even if we get things so perfect and we say, okay, this is my life and I'm perfect now and I don't have to do any more, then all these things that were perfect at one time will become boring. You'll get too certain to it. So that's kind of like a basic idea of what my stuff's based on. It's about role modeling the divine spark of purpose of the Creator. That's what the message really is. And also that I believe all humans are created equal in potential, meaning that we all have we have a connection with perfection, our spirit. I think our spirit, our life energy is beyond the mundane, it's beyond the limitations of the flesh. And it's something that's bigger, than just the normal things of the world. It's something that's, how can I say, it's a magic element. I believe that we all hold this. And we hold a connection with something that's perfection. And then the next thing is that we can make decisions. And with our willpower, we can make things happen in our lives. We can actually make our life into a certain way. We have that right, we have that power. And then with our imagination, we can think of our dreams, our goals, our plan that we want to be like, because in life it's not what you have, but it's who you become that's important. Who you become as a person, I think that's what's really important in life. So that's a lot of the stuff of what the message is.
So you won't call this theory a religion?
No, it's not a religion, it's a concept. The word religion, I don't really like to use that. I would rather say it's just a concept. It's an idea, it's a format of belief.
And this whole theory is mostly focused on the individual, or can it also be expanded to a whole community?
Oh, well, it's not, how can I say, it's not a selfish thing, but I do believe that the individual, like myself, I'm responsible for myself, and I shouldn't be relying on other people to make my life into something special. I should rely on myself to do that. I'm the one responsible for myself, and when you start to think that, other people are supposed to do all this stuff for you, then you start to be dependent on other people. And I don't think we should be dependent on other people for our power. I think we should have power within ourselves and then have other people complement our power and us complement theirs. And also the idea of true will, like it says, my true will cannot be denied. That's not just will or desires. That's like a true will is when you do something that is what I call a good deed, a good thing, a positive action, an action that results as being something feeling good for the individual. It's good for the person. It's like nutritious. It nourishes. It helps you grow. It's, positive. And it's also positive for others. Like you said, the community. So it's, good for the others around you. And it's also good for karma, because I believe in karma. I believe that there is an absolute power that we're connected to that has its own definition of right and wrong, and that it enforces right and wrong. But it's not like the Christianity thing. It's a little bit different than that. Trying to think. Well, go ahead. I think that's pretty clear, right? Yeah. Should I say more?
That's okay. I read the thanks list in the CD booklet, And I was wondering what the difference is between love and lava.
Oh, lava is just a word. It's like a slang that I made up. And lava is basically when you feel really great inside, or something that makes you feel great inside is lava. It's just funny.
And also in the CD there is this picture, this photograph of you standing somewhere in the swamp with a microphone. Has it something to do with this theory, or is it just a joke perhaps? Or
it's just, actually, it's the association that I try to make with our music and swamp. The swamp, like the heavy songs, like Nothing Is Not, being like in the swamp. Just the feeling of the music, the rhythms are like drowning in a swamp or something. The swamp, that picture was taken in my backyard. I live right next to the swamp. And I was singing, I pretty much was doing my vocal tracks for Invocation of the Continual One, and that's kind of the way I did it.
So why did you do the vocals for this song?
I just really wanted to. I felt the song was like really, as far as the lyrics, just really connected with myself, and I just felt that it'd be a great thing to do it on the album. I don't do it live though, but just for the album, it was just, the words just meant a lot to me, And all the words on the album mean a lot to me. They're all basically inspired, from myself meditating. I do a lot of meditation. See, through meditation is when we contact the Most High Understanding. We contact this karma, this Godhead, through meditation. We transcend the mundane, because the mundane, the word means, all the things that, the here and now, all the physical things. But as humans, as individuals, we exist on many levels of existence. We exist physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, all at the same time. And a lot of people, I think, they are not in tune with these other levels. They might not be in tune with the spirit at all. They might ignore it because the spirit is something that's, kind of invisible. You know what I mean? It's not something you can hold your hand. But you see the the effects of spirit reflect off of things, I think.
The song you just mentioned already has been enclosed on one of your demos, I think, and it was called Morbid Angel. Yeah. And later on you announced that this song will be on Formulas, Fatal to the Flesh, but with the name Invocation of the Lord of Fullness or something. And why have there been these changes in the song title?
Just scrutinizing my work.
It has nothing to do with any lyrical changes or something?
No.
You did a lot of videos already in your career. Are you satisfied with them until now?
Sure. Yeah, I think they're all, all right.
Will you do a video for the new record too?
I'm not sure. I hope so.
On the video for Immortal Rights, I think you can see that you cut your arm or something with a knife, or there's something like blood running down.
Yeah.
Do you still practice this ritual today, or does it belong to the past? And why did you do it?
Well, it was just transformation, pretty much, to change and transcend the mundane.
Perhaps once again back to the new CD. On the back of the CD there is this band photograph, and it looks rather. It just doesn't look normal. It's like a reflection, on water or something.
Off the swamp water. Yes. The swamp had a lot to do with this album.
Oh yeah, I read that you have a side project too.
Yeah, I haven't done much work for it, but maybe something will come out in the future.
I thought that Morbid Angel is your baby, and your whole creativity belongs to Morbid Angel, and you're totally happy with it.
I am, but the thing is I want to make a swinger side project that wouldn't fit into Morbid Angel. Swinger, player music.
And perhaps once again to David Vincent, what was the reason why he left the band? Did he left the band by himself, or did he have to go?
Well, I just told him that after Domination, I just wasn't happy with his lyrics at all. I thought his lyrics were really off base from what the idea of the band was all about. And I told him that I want to start writing lyrics and get it back to like the early days pretty much. And I guess he just wasn't interested. He just, moved on in a different direction. So that's why he's gone.
I read in an interview that the departure with David had something to do with the use of makeup for any photos or something. It's this was an interview in Voices from the Dark Side. I don't know if you know this scene.
Well, I I guess he did use some makeup for some shit. I never use makeup because I just, I'm just not into that thing. But when you do videos, sometimes they make you wear some kind of makeup so that your face doesn't shine or your nose doesn't shine or something like that. But him, he was a little bit more into different things like that, I guess, and his image was a little too shiny, for the band. I thought a little too fancy.
Do you think that perhaps somewhere in the future it is possible that he will be back in the band?
No.
Are you still in contact with him?
Somewhat.
And what is he doing today?
He's with his wife's band, the Genitorturers.
I think you are the last death metal band on Earache. And what do you think of the way they manage their label today?
I don't even talk to those people, so I have no idea. As long as they pay us, then it's okay with me.
And is your contract now fulfilled, or will there be some more records on Earache?
Probably a few more records on them. We'll see how it goes.
Do you know what Mike Browning is doing today?
No.
What do you think of Nocturne's album The Key?
I think there's a lot of really good ideas on it. I like Mike Davis's guitar playing a lot.
And now for this tour, did you have any influence on the support bands for this tour? To choose them, I think?
Yeah, for Vader. I really wanted to tour with Vader, and I told my manager that I like to tour with them, or Emperor, or Infamy, or Angel Corpse, or Marduk, or any of these really, intense, brutal, type of bands. We were going to have a tour with Emperor, but somehow their schedule changed or something. They weren't able to do it. Maybe in the future.
So you are interested in modern trends or movements in the extreme metal scene?
I'm not interested in trends at all.
Are there any records that has been released in the last year that really gained your attention?
Yeah, the De Profundis by Vader, the new Angel Corpse, and the Ranma 1/2 soundtrack, Firebomber, Live Fire, live album, stuff like that.
I heard that you also like Crisium a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, they were here on tour. Yeah, I got one of their CDs, Black Force Domain. I think it's killer.
Yeah. Perhaps we can finish this interview with perhaps your hopes for the extreme metal scene for the future.
Well, yeah, I mean, to me, all the bands that assemble themselves by affirmations that instill creativity and, I'm going to say conviction in their art are going to make a glorious impact along with us. And those other bands that just assemble themselves to fit into some mundane trend will cause no notice.